Welcome to the final week of this special NEC Suites series. Throughout the series, we've interviewed Orange County mayoral candidates that have accepted our invitation. This is an educational series for our business community, and if you've missed an episode, you can view them on our YouTube channel. We wrap up the series with the same question we ask all our NEC Suite guests, and that's, what's the best business advice you've ever been given or that you give others?
Okay, so I actually used it when I was talking with you. So I started my career at Hewlett Packard. I started my career as a mason's helper on a construction crew. So that gave me a huge appreciation for the trades. But then I ended up going to work for Hewlett Packard in marketing and then sales. And the best advice I got was from the guy who headed the Hewlett Packard New York region, who was my boss's boss. And he said, always find out how somebody is evaluated and how they evaluate themselves or how the people they work for evaluate them. And you'll get a really good insight into what makes that organization tick.
I like that.
Yeah.
How do you evaluate
And I
it?
did ask you that question.
You did.
Yeah.
You did, in fact, and it seems we're aligned with
Yeah.
those deliverables that you'd been looking for as mayor. Excellent.
That's easy. It's a motto that I live by today, even in my life in the public sector. Always find a yes.
Always find a yes.
Yep.
So you're solution driven.
Yeah,
Yes.
very,
Always
very
find a
much
yes.
so. Anybody who doesn't try, any business owner, anybody who's listening to this, you have to believe in that. That's the core of what drives you to be an entrepreneur. Always try to find a yes, because you know what, we're making history every day that goes by, and you've got to do that. And I always tell, even as a parent, everything in my life, did we try? Did we try to find a yes? Sometimes it doesn't work out, but did we try to find a yes?
I like that.
And I think that's the core of life.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So as a non-business owner, I wouldn't say I have business advice necessarily. Don't look at me for sort of financial advice, but my leadership advice, the best leadership advice I could give is that you should always ask after any change, event, whatever you do as part of an organization, you should ask the people that are involved with it, what went well and what can we do better? You get them involved, get their ideas, because one person does not make a business, and one person does not make an organization, and one person does not make a government. You need all of those different ideas to be able to be successful.
I like that. I like that.
Well, I would say that it's trust your gut, but use data to verify.
Use data to verify.
So I meet and have worked with so many entrepreneurs who are so passionate and excited about their business idea, and I think that enthusiasm is what gets you through the hard days of like, am I going to make payroll? Can I make ends meet this month? But the data is what keeps you on track to ensuring that you do achieve your goals, right? So it's like balancing the passion with the realities of the financial plan and how to make things work, and also to test out your theory. Does your product or service have a market? And where is the best place for you to locate? And you can use data, and there's so much great data, and you connect people to that great data about our county, and that can help inform their decision making.
So that it's more than just their gut and their heart. So.
Yeah. And also investors look for the data.
Correct,
Look to invest in a company. So
Validation. So excellent.
So the best advice that was given to me that I use as clerk actually is, because I do see the clerk as a business, even though it's a government entity, is to always have a reserve.
Always have a reserve.
Always have a reserve. So oftentimes, and I'm certain many, I have friends who say, I want to start my own business, and they have great ideas, but you have to sometimes sacrifice to make sure you put something aside, because oftentimes it's that one situation, that one major crisis that can make a business close if they have not prepared for that emergency. And so I think back, one of the things for clerks when we hit COVID, we didn't have a reserve. And so I had to actually go to the county to ask for support so I didn't furlough my employees.
Yeah.
Right. And so this is the clerk's office, right?
And you couldn't stop.
And I couldn't
Couldn't
stop.
close. Yeah.
And so imagine there are many businesses that closed during COVID,
Mhm.
right? Because whether it's a hurricane or some other major disaster, that's one situation that business could be closed.
Yeah.
So that's the advice I would give anyone and it could be difficult and painful, right? Because it's part of the sacrifice. But I would say to have a reserve prepared for when that's tragedy or unexpected situation, so that you can kind of overcome that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Great advice. Great advice. Always have a reserve. Well, we wrap up all our episodes by looking into the camera, and if you'll do it with me, and saying the final line. So, start or grow your business, make connections, NEC the possibilities. Thanks for watching.
I was very intent on this.
I know.